We are finally seeing the moment leading up to the building collapse in downtown Davenport. Take a look at this. Security video footage initially shows that you could see a piece of the building fall. Then 2 minutes later, another piece drops. Then a large section of the building crumbles just 2 minutes and 43 seconds after the first piece fell. The video stops before the entire collapse happens.
Oh my God.
Sad Shins, we having Sad Shins, we locked in, you better tap in. Welcome back to a somber episode of Sessions QC. We are here at the building collapse of Davenport, Iowa, with the slumlord world was neglecting his properties. But the city has stood up, man. It's guys that's still missing, and the city stood up because the city wanted to tear the building down, and guys would not allow them to tear the building down. And so here we are now, man. They found a couple of the bodies. I know BC Brandon Colvin was found, and I think they said the other guy was found. There's still one guy missing, I believe. But we're here, man, because of the fact that someone neglected their responsibilities, whether it's on the city, for sure, passing the inspections, as well as the slumlord who allowed people to live in a building that was falling apart from the inside out. And and now they're still searching in the rubble for the last victim. And here we are now waiting on the candlelight visual for Brandon Colvin and all those, man. It's been people that's been displaced. They lost everything. They're not allowed to go back into the building to get their belongings. So, rebuilding materialistically is easier than having to build. We have one person who lost their leg. We've also got people who have lost their lives as well. So, man, this is one of the most tragic things that happened, but it also shows the strength of Quad Cities. It was QC strong throughout this movement, and they represented, man, the Positive Brothers United movement. Michael Kyer, Doc G, whom we have interviewed on this show a couple of times, who lived up to his mission statement of being a Positive Brother United, man. And so here we are going on a week. This happened last Sunday, right, when the building started collapsing? And so here we are a week later, and I've just got the strength to come down here for the first time, man. There's been people that's been down here from the beginning, man, and I salute you all. I want you all to continue, man. I wish you all success in life, man. My prayers are with the families and friends of everyone who've lost anything, man, and it's just sad, man, that we have to go through this, and for it took people, because the city wanted to demolish the building the same day, 24 hours after it started collapsing. They didn't even want to go in and look for the dead, man. It's just sad. So here we are now where they're working. You can see them in the background, man. This is a surreal sight because this has made the world news. Our city made the world news. The last time we was really in the world news for anything, it was a flood down here, bro. And here we are from a flood to this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, man. And here we are, man, still going through this. So like I say, it's a candlelight visual tonight, and we're going to be here to continue to rock. And I want to show the Quad Cities that Sessions QC is here with you guys. We may not be able to be here physically as much as we would like to, man, but we are here now. We're going to continue to stand strong and show our support of you. You know what I'm saying? We got a few people down here. We might get lucky, get a couple of interviews. If not, man, I would still continue to communicate because it's a sad thing, man. When you paying your rent for a place, you know what I'm saying, that the person's supposed to take care of. They got certain things. You could get caught over here with 3.5 of marijuana and end up in jail for a 3.5 of marijuana. And a person got fined $300 and $300 court fines and $95 court costs for something that is truly sad, man. He could have prevented this. And so, most definitely, we have, people down here. I know people would love to speak on BC's behalf. I mean, if we could get anybody that really want to talk, we could come on, ask them a few questions. And, man, I'm just saying, bro, we here to show our support. QC strong, man. Quad Cities over everybody, man. We're here. Sad Shins, we having Sad Shins, we locked in, you better tap in.
Sad Shins, we having Sad Shins, we locked in, you better tap in.
Sessions, we having sessions. We locked in. You better tap in. We have a person ready. We finna interview. What's your name again?
Kelsey Wethington.
We have Kelsey down here who has been affected by it, and me and her was having a conversation talking about the feelings of and what's going on. So, what was your thoughts when you said the city is in pain, but the reaction was what?
So I've watched the collapse of the Hard Rock. I watched the collapse of Surfside, and the reaction to Surfside, their reaction is we aren't going to tear down this building until we find every single body. Same with the Hard Rock. They left that building standing, even with a deceased person inside until they could get to him, and it was safe before they tore that building down. And it says a lot because our city wanting to tear the building down the next day.
Was sad. Was a
And-
sad dilemma, and there's still people missing.
There's still people missing, and those are people's families, brothers, sisters, fathers, just everything. And it just seems like, I can't think of the word I want to put to it, but just an inconsiderate lack of care. I mean, to be able to put those bodies to rest and to give those families the closure that they need, even though they already probably knew the outcome of their loved one, to be able to put them to rest, I mean, that's the closure that they need.
For sure.
And the fact that the city jumped to the conclusion of just tear it down,
It's sad.
I don't have words for it. I don't have words for it.
I get it. It's a sad understanding. I thank you for sharing your words because of the fact that a lot of people do not share and do not get this. You know what I'm saying? Here, like you said, you've watched other collapse in the responses, and that's what we have all been talking about. I think that's what drove the town in the uproars because of the fact of the response of just wanting to tear down and not search and look. So once again, Ms. Kelsey, I understand your pain.
One more thing. I mean, for those other collapses, a lot of cities don't know how to handle it, understandably. So they brought people in from, I remember, Egypt, rescue teams, all those places, to try to make sure that everybody was accounted for their loved ones. And it just
Right.
wasn't brought up. It wasn't.
Done correctly. Right, correct. So, like you're saying, if you're not properly trained or you don't feel safe, the city could have got anybody. They could have got people that does this for a living, who go in there without the care and concern. The same ones who went in the 9/11 when the towers came down. So I agree with you. They could have did a lot more. Thankful that they did go in there and start looking in the rubble. We truly appreciate that.
It's all about the community that made them go back in there.
Say that
And look,
again?
it's all about the community that put the pressure and made them go back in there to find them.
For sure. QC strong, man.
QC strong for sure. Absolutely. QC strong for sure, because without that, this building would have already been torn down.
Most definitely.
So,
Yeah.
praise to everybody out here and everybody that keeps coming out here.
Yeah.
It just shows that, when times are tough, we all come together.
Come together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kelsey, for this interview and sharing your truths with us. I felt the pain in your words. I heard you come back and hold back, and I appreciate it. But I'm with you. The tears are being held back. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just do, I don't know. It's shocking, man, to look at this and to see it up close and personal it's a whole nother vibe. There's no words to describe this. Once again, our prayers and hearts go to everyone who have lost loved ones, belongings, whatever you have lost inside of this, man. Our hearts and prayers go with you. QC strong over everybody. Thank you, Miss Kelsey.
Sessions, we having sessions. We locked in. You better tap in.
Sessions QC on the scene. We're still down here at the building collapse of Davenport on, what's this, 4th and Harrison, basically. 4th and Main and whatever, in that area. But 3rd and Main.
It's all the same. It takes up a whole city block.
Yeah. So we're here, still at the Davenport Hotel with the Davenport LLC, whatever the company is, World, who owned it, who has been a slumlord for a while, I guess. So we got another brother who's been down here. Since, how many days have you been down here, brother? Well, first, what's your name again?
My name is Elijah Mayfield.
Okay. So how long you been down here again, you said?
4 days.
4 days down here, and we was talking, you said you didn't personally know anybody here, but you're here because of the
Racial inequality.
And how they always
Play the game.
the game. Is sad that
It is very sad.
people were paying $700 a month.
Well, that's the thing. If you pay your money, like if you pay your dues, you know, you pay your money, then there's something wrong if business isn't being taken care of.
Right.
You know. So, unfortunately, the HVAC system, you can see it on top of the building. Everything caves in at that point.
Right.
So I've talked to multiple contractors. I've painted for this individual before, Andrew, and he's not the best landlord. Just put it that way.
For sure.
I don't want to call him any names or anything, but he's not the best. No.
I agree with you. Yeah, we don't need to name call him, but most definitely, when we look at that, that is crazy because I do ammonia refrigeration, and I'm looking up there. You could tell that a lot of that stuff has been neglected for years.
15. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. About 10, 15 years.
Yeah, and that's sad, man. But I salute you in your efforts to be down here to stay Quad City strong and to fight racial inequalities and injustices, but also being a humanitarian. A lot of people do not have that in their DNA, and we can tell that by a lot of business owners.
I mean, my parents owned businesses before, and I understand how all that works. So, unfortunately, if you don't take care of the people that are taking care of you, then
Correct.
this is kind of what happens, you know. Through any federal funding, through any state funding, through any city funding, every single one of them has failed.
Right.
So, this is why we're dealing with this right now, is because nobody can do their job,
Sad.
you know. At the same time, I wouldn't want to do that job, you know.
Right.
I wouldn't want that duty, but if you sign up for that, you need to do your job. Like, that's what you get paid for.
You get paid for.
You know?
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you 100%. If you
So-
sign up for it, do what you're paid to do.
Yeah, just do it. Just do what you're paid to do. Don't take any prejudice or any grievance or don't try to call out injustice like that. Just do your job. You know.
And that's where we find the city of Davenport and a lot of people have lacked in was doing their job. And so here we are now dealing with this traumatic situation where property, limbs, and lives have been lost. And it's sad, man. Man, I appreciate you for coming over and talking with me.
Oh yeah, no problem. I appreciate you asking me.
Thank you so
Like I said, I don't.
You don't do.
I don't do this.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Here we go, another first responder under the Humanitarian Act. Thank you so much.
Sessions, we having sessions. We locked in. You better tap in.
Sessions QC still here at ground zero of the catastrophe of the Davenport building collapse. We got some of the people who've been here since day one of the collapse. I told you we wanted to salute these guys and let them know that we see them and that we see that this QC strong, man, and we truly appreciate your efforts. Mr. Mike Collier, Doc G with the PBU. Brother, we seen your news interview, man. You spoke eloquent, but we would like you to tell your story, man, and not get cut out with anything, man. So if you want to share what's been going on and the reasons why you fought so hard for Cuz to be found so y'all can have closure with everything that's happening.
Yes, first off, I'd like to say thanks to everybody that supported us and helped us with the movement and stopping them from collapsing the building. You know, I applaud all y'all for coming out, really, man, because it takes all of us to truly make a movement and to make a difference. And as y'all see, we really made a difference with all of us coming together. Don't matter what color you are, black, white, Chinese, whatever. It's a movement. God unite our hearts. So we just gotta keep it going. But basically, we've been here since last Monday. We've been here sleeping, hoping that they don't tear this building down before they get my cousin up out of there. They just got my cousin up out of there yesterday. God's good. But I believe if they had took charge and really got off up in there earlier, he may have been able to be saved, as well as others, you know. But yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. You know, it's like a nightmare. But God put us together and made the movement so we can get him up out of there, man. I just thank God we got him up out of there. And hopefully they'll get Ryan up out of there. I heard he's still in there. I'm not sure about Daniel, but they say Ryan's still in there as well.
So, brother, I mean, everybody has been showing their love and support, man, and we wanted to come down here and just to give you your flowers and to give everyone their flowers. Miss Shelley, you have been a community activist forever, ever since I was a little one running in the courts, and I love your movement. I salute you. You are author.
This is Brandon's aunt.
Brandon's aunt,
Johnny Colvin.
We
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
all of them, Dina. Maybe I know all y'all, man. I want to say, man, like I said, I love you all because we got a relationship that goes beyond, you know what I'm saying, this. But I want to say I love you guys, man. It took a lot for me to come down here, man, because of the devastation. Everyone has to show their strength in some way, man. But we was able to courage up and muster up and come down here, man. Want to show you some support, brother. Like you said, still people missing, and they lost. We have people that lost property, people that lost limbs, people that lost lives, and the city of Davenport needs to be held accountable for their actions. The building owner needs to be held accountable for his actions. I mean, we when we get caught doing the stuff that we was doing years ago, we had to get held accountable for our actions, and they didn't take it light on us. They gave us maximum sentences for things. You know what I'm saying? So why can't this go for everybody that's, you know what I'm saying? For sure, my brother. So like I say, man, we wanted to come down here and give you your flowers and say thank you. We salute all you guys. Our hearts and prayers are with everyone that's down here that is lost in any form or fashion. But we want to make sure that everybody got a chance to tell their story. So we want to do, I know you do town hall meetings and stuff. We would love to set up a town hall meeting where you can govern one so we could really talk about this.
Well, that is something that, I would defer to Mike and the family about, because, it's a delicate matter. And we have to be mindful of the people who are still in there and all the people who are still fighting. But I would defer to Mike and Johnny, who just left, and the rest of the family about where that should be, where that would be held. I think that people will come out for that. What do you think, Mike?
Yes, definitely, man. Basically, we just gotta we're gonna have this candlelight visual here in a minute, y'all. For Brandon, for Ryan, and Daniel, and the rest of them that may be lost over there in that building. It's just, like I said, it's just sad, very emotional time right now. Like you said, somebody's gonna be held accountable for it. A lot of people are gonna be held accountable for what's going down. And this is just the beginning. And it's a movement, and we're gonna get justice for them, for sure.
Thank you all for participating in this with us, man. I know the pain is still here, and I understand it. Thank you. Like I said, our hearts and prayers are with all you guys. Salute.